Pokemon Champion has the distinct honor of being the climactic final showdown of your Pokemon journey. And there are a great deal of them, ranging from the very beginning in Pokemon Red and Blue to Pokemon's Ultra Sun and Moon. There have been a total of 9 champions, and yes, I'm counting Red. It's these trainers' jobs to make the final battle of the main story of your Pokemon game the most challenging fight in the entire game, as well as making the whole gaming experience feel like it was worth it, and a lot of times they succeed. However, not every one of these battles hits the nail on the head perfectly. For this list, I'll be ranking all the champions from worst to best, in my opinion. I will be looking at the Pokemon each trainer uses, as well as their theme, the role they played in-game, and the impact they left on me. And if you disagree, go ahead and let me know your order in the comment section. I'm very open about hearing people's opinions, so please don't be afraid to let me know what you thought. Now with that out of the way, let's get right into the list. Number 9. Diantha. There were really only 3 champions that I could have even considered for the bottom spot, them being Alder, Wallace, and Diantha. And by far the worst champion is Diantha. Let me count the ways. Out of every champion, she did the least throughout the story. Well, besides Red, but he had an excuse. She appeared twice throughout all of X and Y, not including the champion fight, and she didn't even do anything during those 2 times. So when I eventually made it to the champion, though through an admittedly disappointing Elite Four, I was even more disappointed to find Diantha of all people standing there. Yeah, Professor Sycamore would have been a lot better. While her tiny role in game hurt her immensely, the battle against her had to be hard, right? Absolutely 100% incorrect. Her team being Hawlucha, Gourgeist, Tyrantrum, Aurorus, Goodra, and Mega Gardevoir. Her Gourgeist, Hawlucha, and Aurorus can all be one-shotted with ease. Her Tyrantrum can be walled completely, and in some cases can be one-shotted. And her Goodra, as long as you have Pokemon with a high physical attack stat, you'll be fine. Her final Pokemon is a Mega, so of course it's going to be hard to beat. But it doesn't even save her team. She left little to no impact, except for her theme, which is definitely one of the best songs from X and Y overall. Diantha is the absolute worst champion in Pokemon history. Her team was weak, she didn't do anything in the story, and she was more or less just there to be there. She's kind of the character that I feel Game Freak put in the very last minute because they ran out of time. Come on, guys, I know you could do better than that. It's almost kind of fitting, though. The game where they put too much effort on the presentation is the worst champion. Good work, everyone. Number 8. Wallace. I hate Wallace. I really do. Instead of having a completely new trainer as champion in Pokemon Emerald, they just threw him in there because, I don't know, why not? He and Iris are very similar, but because Emerald is almost exactly the same as Ruby and Sapphire, Wallace plays the identical role he did in those games. Except, he's champion. Black 2 and White 2 take place 2 years after Black and White, so Iris' champ makes more sense. Steven was such a good champion, and now this asshat is running things? No. Just no. As I said, his role in Emerald is exactly the same as it is in Ruby and Sapphire, which means he does nothing throughout the entire game until the end. So he gets bad points there. What about team? 3 words. No physical defense. The average for defense on his team is 69. I mean, at least Diantha had a good team combo and stats. Wallace is just frail as hell. If you enter the Elite Four with nothing but physical attackers, Wallace will more than likely be the easiest fight you face. And his team is so annoying and underwhelming. I mean, he has Gyarados, Ludicolo, and Melodic, but Whiscash and Wailord are not the 2 best water types from Gen 3, and Tentacruel? Yeah, because I haven't seen enough of them across the entire freaking region. Gorbis or Huntail would have been much better than Whiscash or Tentacruel, considering those 2 have physical defense and have, champion-like stats. None of Whiscash's stats, besides HP, are over 80. That is pathetic. A champion should have all Pokemon that are strong and can be effective in their own way, but Whiscash has none of those things. On top of that, he just has Steven's champion battle theme, and while it's really good, I hear that and I think of Steven. At least Iris has her own theme, which is amazing, by the way. Wallace left absolutely no impact on me, and other than Gyarados, Melodic, and Ludicolo, everything else was completely forgettable. Wallace was champion of the sister game, so at least Diantha had her own game. It's like if they made Claire champion in Crystal and you fought Lance on Mount Silver instead of Red, and the 8th gym leader was now Brendan or some random guy like that. Kind of like how Juan was gym leader. I don't know. I just hate Wallace so much. Number 7, Alder. Alder is probably the next most forgettable champion because you don't even battle him the first time through the game. That's right, you reach the Elite Four, beat them, and it's revealed that N has defeated Alder and is now Unova's champion, or something like that. And no, I'm not counting N's battle. Either way, the impact was, once again, non-existent because you battle him after you beat the game. To be fair, his team for the most part is pretty tough. He uses Vanillux, Escavalier, Excelgor, Dredagon, Bouffalon, and Volcarona. As long as you have Fire and Rock, you can take care of everything but Dredagon and Bouffalon. His Excelgor and Volcarona are still pretty annoying, but his Bouffalon is the stuff of actual nightmares. Head Charge is just so freaking strong, it's not even funny. His theme music is also pretty good, and his rolling game is better than Diantha and Wallace, and hell, it's even better than Iris's. Still, the fact he's the only champion to not be fightable until after you beat the main game hurts his chances of being any better. Still, I remember Alder as champion before Wallace, because Wallace is bad. Also, Alder's roles expanded in Black and White too, so it definitely makes him a much better character. Still, in Black and White, as a champion, he's not the best. Number 6, Blue. Now, before you all start mobbing me and attacking me with pitchforks, listen. There's a very good reason as to why Blue is number 6, so let's talk about it. First, his team. Considering he's your rival, his team will change depending on your starter. He will always have Pidgeot, Alakazam, and Rhydon, and depending on your starter, he'll either have Executor or Venusaur, Gyarados or Blastoise, and Arcanine or Charizard. Tough sounding team, right? Well, it would be if you didn't already battle it more than 5 times. Other than having everything fully evolved, his team remains the same from the fight you had with him before Victory Road. The impact he left was huge, considering no one even knew there was a 5th fight. His role is big, considering he's your rival, and his team is good. So why number 6? Well, for starters, you've already battled him, as I said, like 5 times, so it's not like this is anything new. Also, people tend to put him at the top 3 when it comes to champion. I never got it, probably because I didn't grow up with the game, but even then, I never found Blue super difficult. Sorry, my opinion. Number 5, Lance. I had a tough time deciding between 3, 4, and 5. They all deserve their spots, each play important roles in the story, have tough teams, awesome battle music, and left a big impact on me. So yeah, Lance. As many "are you serious" comments I'm gonna get for saying that, I don't care. Lance is my number 5. I'll get to my main reason in a minute, but his team is not fun to fight. Gyarados, Aerodactyl, Charizard, and 3 freaking Dragonites. One glaring issue is that all but one of his Pokemon has a quad weakness, but still, his team is freaking terrifying. Nuzlockers, beware with this one. His battle theme, as I said, is epic, and his impact is epic. So, how the hell is he number 5? Well, for starters, his story impact is small. He appears at Lake of Rage, and you help him beat Team Rocket Mahogany Town, and you don't see him again till the Elite Four. So as good as the fight against him was, as well as great music and impact, the story only puts him in to put him in, so you don't just meet a stranger. Oh, and the entire time I'm fighting him, I feel like I'm gonna crap myself. He just felt so menacing, and as weird as it's gonna sound, the top 4 had that as well, but there was just something different about battling them. I don't know. I guess more or less Lance just kind of felt like an acquaintance, and as weird as that is to say, it's my own personal opinion, and you don't have to agree with it. That's just what I think. Number 4, Red. Now, I'll admit, the concept of... Wait a minute. Why is the music the same? We just heard it from Lance.
What should we play?
I don't know. Play a remix or something. Much better. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, the concept of fighting the protagonist of Red and Blue was freaking awesome. His team, well, Pikachu, Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, Snorlax, and either Espeon for Gen 2 or Lapras for Gen 4. The impact is massive, but his role and theme hurt him a lot. Although he was talked about by everyone during Gold, Silver, Crystal, and then later Heart Gold and Soul Silver, he didn't do anything throughout the story of Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, or Soul Silver. Also, his theme is the exact same as Lance, and as good as that is, they could have done something else for him instead of just copy-pasting it. Still, the battle against Red was easily one of the hardest ones in the game. Also, the fact that you have to beat every other trainer before you can even fight him makes this easily the most climactic battle in the history of Pokemon. Number 3, Iris. Alright, jigs up. Iris is number 3. People like to consider her one of the worst champions of all time, but I really love this fight. Like, out of all champions, I had so much more fun with this battle except for, like, one other champion. And thanks to her team and the second best battle music of any champion fight, and easily one of the best battle themes of any Pokemon game ever, Iris gets the 3rd spot. Now to that team of hers, and my god is it a good one. Consisting of 3 dragons, Hydreigon, Druddigon, and Haxorus, as well as Aggron, Lapras, and Archeops, it makes Iris' fight that much more challenging. She leads with a Hydreigon, for God's sake. The impact on me was big, considering I wasn't expecting Iris to be the champion. But her biggest issue, by far what keeps her at number 3, is the fact that she played a very small role in the story. She appeared twice, like Diantha, and gives you useless dialogue. Except she kinda does help you in Castella City. But that's pretty much it. Actually, if you have the memory link, you get to learn a little bit more between her and Drayden, who's the 8th gym leader, in Black and White, and the 7th in Black 2, White 2. Still, I'd say that this is overall my 2nd favorite champion battle, my 2nd favorite champion theme, and overall as my 2nd favorite champion of all time, but still only the 3rd best. Number 2, Steven. Quite possibly the champion in the story the most, other than Blue. He shows up just before the 2nd gym and shows up at least 5 times before the eventual final match with him. And what a final battle it is. Skarmory, Aggron, Claydol, Cradily, Armaldo, and Metagross. Steven puts up one hell of a fight to defend his title. Also, in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, his Metagross can become a Mega. That's terrifying. His theme is awesome and is easily one of the toughest champion fights to date. Steven has shown an interest in rare stones, which actually gives a background to his character that not too many other champions have the honor to have. Also, he's interested in, fossils, which is hence the use of Armaldo and Cradily. And his design is simple, yet effective. And for me, overall, in my opinion, is the 2nd best champion to date. Because of his epic battle theme, the role he plays in the game, and, well, he left a pretty big impact on me, considering that by at least the 2nd time you saw him, you knew he was the champion. So it was only a matter of time before you got there to face him. And what a final fight it was. Steven, you're awesome. Number 1, Cynthia. Only including her battle from Platinum because in Diamond and Pearl she uses a Gastrodon. And it completely weighs her team down. Anyways, Cynthia is easily the greatest champion in Pokemon history. Why? Let's go ahead and take a look. So first, her team. Spiritomb, who has no weaknesses. Roserade, who has the highest special attack of any grass type. Well, it's tied with Exeggutor, but you get the point. Togekiss is tanky and hits hard as hell. Lucario is Lucario. Melodic can be her most difficult and annoying Pokemon to take out, and Garchomp is infamous for being her most powerful and most terrifying Pokemon. Her story impact is big as well, going into the Distortion world with you to stop Cyrus, and it makes her feel so awesome, and I love it. Oh, and her music is one of the best in Pokemon history. The best of any champion and one of the best songs in the whole series. Impact after battle was awesome too, because it was fully revealed that she was once doing the same thing you've been doing for Professor Rowan, collecting Pokemon data and sending them back to him. And the entire fight felt like you were fighting somebody that you had known for the longest time. I mean, think about it. She helped you so much. She gave you the secret potion, gave you backstory on her. She likes old folklore. How could she not be the best champion? Her fight, music, impact, story make her absolutely the greatest champion in Pokemon history.